Today we're going to make this brand new 2018 Focus ST sound a whole lot better with a Ford Performance by Borla catback exhaust. This Ford Performance by Borla Sport catback exhaust system will be a direct replacement for the factory catback on your 2013 through 2018 Focus ST. It'll add a nice deep throaty growl but stay 50 state legal thanks to the 95 dB limit. It's made of 304 stainless steel with a set of polished 4.5-inch tips, and all hardware for installation is included. For this installation, you'll need a lift or a jack and jack stands, 3/8 ratchet, 6-inch extension, 15mm socket, 17mm socket, T40 Torx bit, 17mm wrench, exhaust hanger removal tool or a small pry bar, sawzall, and safety glasses. Now, the installation is pretty straightforward. First thing you do, obviously, get the car off the ground. You will need a sawzall or something to cut with because the factory exhaust is one piece and welded. It will have to be cut. What you want to do is find this weld right here, then follow to the curve and cut right in this area. All right, the pipe cut, we're going to start now by removing the muffler. Simply pull it off the factory hangers. All right, moving out front now, we're going to disconnect our factory catback from our downpipe. Okay, the pipe disconnected in the front. We're going to remove the hanger for the rear part of our front pipe. Now the last thing we have to do is remove this cross brace so we can remove the mid pipe. Now we're going to install our Ford Performance by Borla mid pipe. You want to install this so the end curve here is curving towards the curve in the back of the car. And you'll want to reuse factory gasket. Before we tighten the bolts, we're going to reinstall this brace. This will actually just help us support the mid pipe while we tighten it down. Okay, now we can tighten up the hardware. Now we're going to put the intermediate pipe that goes between our front pipe and our muffler in place. Now this has to go over the rear assembly. This can be a little challenging. You may have to mess with these shields a little bit to get it over. It can take a little bit of work. Once it's over, we're going to install a clamp here. Again, work it back so we can connect to the front pipe. Before we tighten down this mid pipe, we're going to put it into the factory hanger. And a couple things I want to mention about this. We are reusing the factory hangers. If you have a 2013 through 2014 Focus ST, you're going to have 4 factory hangers. If you have a 15 through 18, they actually only have 3. Now the studs are on the aftermarket and factory exhaust, and they're also on the car for that 4th hanger, but they don't use it anymore by Ford. So if you are looking for a little more support for your exhaust system, we carry a set of the Cobb polyurethane hangers, and that includes all 4. We're just going to snug the clamp for now. We'll make final adjustments later. Okay, now we can install the muffler assembly. Make sure you put a clamp on first. Putting it up into the hanger here. Okay, now we're going to tighten the clamp. It's going to be a little tricky to get to. Okay, go back through, tighten everything down, make your final adjustments, and your installation's finished. So our Ford Performance exhaust fits great and looks great. Now let's hear how it sounds. Right off the bat, it definitely has a little more of a deeper tone at idle. Now this is designed to keep under the 95 dB limit, so it's not terribly loud. Much better tone though, it's deeper across the board, and you definitely hear the turbo more too. Now this Ford Performance by Borla Sport is definitely going to be for a specific customer. I mean, if you're looking for something, you know, really loud, really in your face, something you're really going to hear coming, this is not the exhaust for you. There's plenty of other options. MBRP's one, the AWE stuff. There's a lot of other really loud options. This one is going to be, if you're looking for, if you like the stock sound, you know, volume-wise, but you want better tone. The factory exhaust, I always thought, I mean, you can hear it on these cars, but it has like a very sewing machine kind of sound to it. The tone has always been terrible. This one is a lot deeper. It sounds a lot better at idle for sure. When you're going up through the gears and you give it a little bit of gas, like you can definitely hear it, but it is far deeper than the factory's exhaust system. It actually has a little bit of like bellow to it. An exhaust that I've heard others like this that make me kind of just say, Ford, why don't you do this factory? Like this easily could be a factory exhaust. Once you hit $5,000, it gets a little louder too. You get a little bit of tone change, it gets a little bit higher pitched, and you get a little more sound out of it for sure. Far more than the factory exhaust would have. As for this one though, you're cruising on the highway, we're doing 65 miles an hour now, and you don't even hear it. Like it's gone. There's no drone, there's no sound, there's nothing at all. You drop down a couple gears and it shows up again, which is pretty cool. Now this system was designed to keep it below that federal 95 dB limit. So it's legal, there's no issues with legality in all 50 states, it's not a problem. And again, it gives you more tone, obviously better looks for sure, more flow, without going over the top loud. My opinion, would probably pair really nicely if you're going for like an off-road setup with a catless downpipe, because a lot of the times you go catless, it gets so over the top loud that it's almost painful to drive, at least for me. This might be a good choice for that kind of setup because I'm sure it'll get a lot louder, but probably still be livable. It has a really nice tone to it. I like the depth of the sound. Now, obviously 4-cylinders sound like 4 cylinders, but this one makes it sound pretty good. I don't want to go so far to offend anybody and call this more of an adult kind of exhaust system, but it's a nice sounding system without being way loud. So if you're something, if you're looking for something like that, where you definitely can hear it a little bit louder when you get on it, has a nice deep tone at idle, but is not overly obtrusive, definitely check out the Ford Performance by Borla Sport.